Hey everybody, welcome to another flea market find segment. This is stuff I picked around February or March of this year, and this was actually an estate sale. It was an advertisement that I saw on Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace. I actually don't remember which. Gentleman said he had some machinist tools. He had a couple of photographs of a few items. I ended up contacting him, and he explained that he had a lot more that he hadn't shown in the pictures. So I made an appointment to go out there. I did end up getting quite a few nice items. So I believe my total spend on this pick, I have it written down, but I believe it was about $300 even for everything. Let's start with something I spotted right off the bat that I thought was pretty nice, and that's this cast metal collet rack. And it's cast aluminum, and this is made to sit on your knee mill, specifically probably a Bridgeport. Hold your R8 collets in here and some various other tools. Kind of a neat thing. These were so popular that they are now reproducing these. So if you want one of these, you can find them online. And now I believe they're made in China. China! What caught my eye on this one was that this is an original. It's clearly marked Enterprise Newcastle Dell, which I believe is Newcastle, Delaware. And you could, it's dirty, it's been around, it's got some age to it. So that's kind of a nice piece.
Look at that, isn't that nice?
Here's something that the gentleman was kind of surprised that I even knew what it was, and that is this Babbitt scraping kit. So this is Mound Tool Company, M-O-U-N-D Tool Co. And what's in here are what appear to be like new scrapers. There you go, Mound Tool Company. And the unusual shape to these scrapers is because they are made for hand scraping out Babbitt bearings in old engines and things like that. Apparently from my research, I've garnered that there are actually still applications in industry where they still use hand scraped Babbitt type bearings. Typically, I guess, in very large, maybe like turbines and things like that. So actually this next item I have in the box here wasn't from this pick. I mistakenly just kind of put it in here, but this actually was a hold down set. When I went to the scrapyard that I bring my old circuit boards to, I happened to be standing there waiting for the guy, and I noticed a pile of stuff, and I went over and I looked in the box, and there was some stuff that looked like it came out of a machine shop. Nothing really great, but this hold down set was sitting in there. And I knew, because it was a scrap metal place, that I could get this for next to nothing, and sure enough, when he came out, I offered him 10 bucks for this, and he took it. And it's, far from complete. I tried to see if there was any missing pieces that had fallen out somewhere, but I just figured, hey, the extra studs in that alone and the hold downs that are in here are worth a few step blocks. That's well worth 10 bucks, right? Back to this pick. Here is an aerospace branded made in China indicator. China? So these are inexpensive value line type indicators. Don't normally pay much for these, but this one works perfectly fine, and more importantly, it's a long travel one, which are, I come across less of these, and this is going to be easier for me to sell than, say, just a regular drop indicator.
People say, oh, you don't like China. I like China. China!
Machinery's Handbook, 22nd edition. A little dog-eared, and we got some notes in here. Clean and scour pads. All right, well, guy pretty much used whatever he had handy to write notes on and stick them in the pages here. In addition to the Machinery's Handbook, he also had these two books, which were more interesting to me. Machine Tool Operation Part 1 from McGraw-Hill. And unfortunately, he didn't have Part 2. And a copy of the New American Machinist Handbook by McGraw-Hill. And this originally came out in 1908, and it has been copyrighted several times, and this is a 1955 edition. Some trig homework. What do we have in this box? Oh, an old 196. back punch style indicator. Actually seems to be working perfectly fine. And it's got a few of the doodads in there. The hole tool, which is a handy thing to have in this set, that's often missing, is present, so that's nice. Some more deburring tools. There's a Vargas, another Vargas, both of those are telescopic. Here is a Chevive with the collet style, and it's got a little center drill. I'm sorry, it's got a little countersink in it right now, which is great for deburring. This interesting little file, this is a Wheeler file, W-E-I-L-E-R, I believe. Stainless. Got a little interesting little profile on it there. That one's got some extra tips in it, and here is a Noga. Quite a few extra tips in it. This is the non-telescoping version. And here is a small shirt pocket style Vargas. And this rod, I can tell you right now, belongs in this case. Actually would screw in, yep. There we go. And then this item here, I think I ended up giving like 15 or 20 bucks for this because I just thought it was kind of neat. So I've seen these old motors like this style before with this type of setup where it's got a gear reduction unit built into it and 2 positions for the pulley, but I've never seen one mounted on a bracket like this that could be adjusted, and the bracket can then clamp onto, I guess, maybe a bench edge, or actually even the V-ways on a lathe. But what's built into the bracket is a on-off switch, and on the back side here is a variac or a rheostat. And this is the Emil Greinen Company of New York, New York. That's spelled E-M-I-L-G-R-E-I-N-E-N. Yeah, so it's missing the knob, but not sure what this originally would have been used for, but he said that he was using it for I think like a rotary position type table for welding or something like that, and I was thinking, yeah, that'd be probably like the perfect use for this thing. Decided to move back into the shop here for the remainder of the stuff that I bought from this estate, which is in this little tub right here. So actually, let me make a little bit of room here, and we'll start going through what's in this tub of joy. All right, let's start off with another one of these cast metal drill stands. This one is just one of the ones that's just marked USA. I still don't know who makes these. I've got a few of these now, so definitely gonna have to sell off a couple of them at least. Don't know why this... Alright, don't know why that screw is in there, but anyways, these are kind of nice. Big old fly cutter. Definitely looks like it's a homemade job. And then there was this little import cutter set. 3 pieces. And yeah, it looks like those are all matching. Somebody changed the screws on this one for some reason. Here's a nice indexable end mill. This is an Atmos ANG-080. These are really cool. These are little like soft jaws. They're badged Brookstone. I've never seen these before, but they look like they're for a small bench vise. And the other thing that's unusual about them is they've got this curved back to them. So I think this is for irregular parts. Looks like another last word. I say another because I have quite a few of these now. Not a machinist item, but I just kind of like the look of this knife and included it in the deal. Made in Germany on the leather here. It's like a stag antler type of handle on it. Definitely has some age to it. This looks like it says R.J. Richter of Songen, Germany. So that might be a good piece. I don't know. He had the remnants of a collet block set. So he's just got the square block and the closer. little parallel clamp, just a single one. A couple of tap wrenches. That's a good one. That's a number 332 Greenfield tap and die. And this one is a Craftsman USA. This looks like a pair of soft jaws. These are called snap jaws. We got a part number on them. Connect on the internet, www.snapjaw.com, made in the USA. I wonder if these are even still around. But I think the idea is you put these special screws in on your Kurt vise, and then that allows you to just drop this over like that. So I've got a pair of these snap jaws with the 4 screws, which I will have to try not to lose. Here's one of these little SPI vice stops. This just clamps on your, well, there we go, clamps on your jaw like so, and gives you a nice little stop. This blade is a union tool, and I did find this head with it, so I think that this is a match. No marking on this square head, but that's not uncommon for these heads to be unmarked. Here is a genuine Indicol indicator clamp, and it actually looks pretty complete. So this clamps onto the quill of a 1 7/8 inch quill on like a J-head Bridgeport. That's why it's called the Indicol 178 for 1 7/8 inch. And then that allows you to mount your indicator, and then you can sweep around a part. And then this was in there too, but this doesn't belong to this. This is a just a adjustable indicator holder. So that's got a dovetail mount and also a hole. And then this is kind of neat. This goes on here like this. It's a hand exerciser. No, what this is this is a parallel keeper. So what this lets you do is when you open up the jaws on your vise, okay, you would take this thing and stick this in here like this, and then this would keep your parallels from falling over. So some guys will put a dab of grease on the parallel to stick it to the jaw, or some guys even have a magnet. What they'll do is they'll make a recessed hole here and put a magnet in. I have a magnet on mine. Somebody did on my Kurt vise. I don't like it because it just ends up collecting swarf. Anyways, this allows you to basically keep those parallels from falling over, and then as you close or open the jaws, you can see this will just move spring loaded. So it works really well. I'll sell this one because I already have one. Otherwise, if I didn't have one already, I would definitely keep this because it's a handy thing to have. And then for whatever reason, he had not 1, but 4 Starrett 827A edge finders. And I found 1 pouch. And the remainder of this box is mostly end mills, with the exception of this pile right here of thread gauges, thread plug gauges. So these are all standard. Well, some of these are Taft Pierce. That's a thread well. And this is a Cadillac gauge. And yeah, I mean, I didn't look through everything in here, but there's some good stuff in here. There's a big old honking high-speed end mill 2 flute, fresh back from the sharpener by the looks of it. Some of these I do believe actually, well, that's high-speed steel also, 4 flute. Some of these look like new old stock, but I think there might have even been a few. Yeah, here's some random carbides that are in here too. That was sharpened. Data flute, CNC. Never heard of it. Alright, so I guess that's going to close out this episode. If you liked the episode, please hit the like button. If you're not already a subscriber, please consider subscribing and sharing the video. Till next time, take care.